If you've ever considered manifestation as a way of life, then this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to share with you my 10 years journey and why you should be careful if you consider manifestation as a way of life. Or if you're already manifesting and you're not getting results, then you are in luck, because today I'm going to share with you 3 tips that I learned, 3 important lessons you should know when you're manifesting. And number 2 almost ruined my life in my 10 years of manifesting. I'll share with you my story, and so that you can not make the same mistake I made when starting out. And at the end of this video, I'm going to share with you 3 script formula that you're going to be using to manifest faster, better, and longer. So make sure you stick around to the end of this video. It's been 10 years, and when I started manifesting, I almost committed suicide at a point because I didn't understand where my life trajectory was going. I was stressed, I was tired, I was down in debt, I was losing everything, I was losing my life in the process. But one day, I stumbled upon this book by a friend, The Greatest Salesman in the World, Part 2, the end of the story. And this book was the beginning of what led me into manifestation. And I was just trying as a humble guy to, build my life up. Like I promised that I'm going to share 3 things that I learned along the way in this video. Number 1 is information is important. So when I started manifestation, and I started using manifestation techniques to change my life, I didn't have enough information. Information is key. Some of these books, some of these videos I watched, some of the book I read, and yada yada yada, so many informations. It started making meditation, visualization, just manifesting things to life seem like something I have to do, like something that is a process. There is a formula, there is a pattern, there is a right and wrong way to do it. I'm here to break the jinx. I'm here to break the jinx for you that there is no one fail-proof technique to meditation or visualization or other concepts that channel to manifesting their desired reality or your desired goal. The real information, the real missing piece for me for the last 10 years until I got it right and then I started seeing amazing results is you. You are the vessel. You are the key. You are the missing ingredient. You see, by nature, we always manifest. We are always manifesting. God built us. God created us to manifest. And how? Our mind is a gigantic mainframe computer, that works on programs and autopilot. Now, what our mind does is it takes 2 kinds of information. It takes the conscious information and the subconscious information. The conscious information are information we learn socially and physically, like informations we learn formally and socially. So formally, like when we went to school, we learned some algebras, we learned how science works, we learned about geography, we learned maths, English communication and all of that. That is formal information. And then we have the social information on how to speak, ethics, values and things like that made us be able to communicate and relate well with the society. But what we don't mostly focus on is the subconscious information. And this is put there by God from when we were a child, when we were in our mother's womb. This kind of information is like so eccentric that you don't really focus on the idea that you are receiving this information. For example, that is why you have dreams, that is why you have deja vu and some other concepts. It picks information. Every time you are somewhere in an environment, consider yourself in a room, picture yourself in a room right now, and you're looking around. There is something we call in focus and out of focus. Now, what your eyes do, because we have 5 organs that takes this information from the outside world and then represent it in our inner mind. This, our eyes, has something they call focus. So, for example, if I'm looking at a painting on the wall right now, that is my point of focus. Everything around me is out of focus. But here is what the mind does powerfully. Both in focus and out of focus, it picks information subconsciously. The subconscious, aspect of our mind picks all this information, but we not relate it to your brain as something you need, because your focus is what your mind believes that you're focused on, and then gives you to your brain to interpret. Now, this is where it gets interesting. When you pick all this information, they're actually, your mind is picking those subconscious information and conscious information in order to create programs in your life, the way it works. So when I was going through my journey, when I was starting out and I was learning so many stuff, I was subconsciously also picking information that's changing the way I behave, the way I manifest. So I was saying that I was wanting to manifest one thing and then I'm manifesting another thing. And this subconscious information is very crucial for us as children, as when we're kids, to help us to keep manifesting something, to make this word make sense to us. Now, when we have this kind of information, why I said information is key is because I now noticed that when I started sifting out my information and picking the good ones and erasing the bad ones consciously, I started seeing that my life became better. Most of us, we are a product of bad news. So many things we see online, so many things we see in the television, most many things we hear from our friends, those things are more powerful than what you consider good in your life. Information is very, very paramount. Number one, you are the vessel. Number two, you have to always have good thoughts. You have to always have good information that you are putting yourself. The second thing was what I consider self-fulfilling prophecy. Self-fulfilling prophecy goes with information too. You see, so when I was trying to do manifestation and I was trying to get into the game and learning about this game, life, and all of that, I started realizing that I had a lot of doubts, had a lot of self-limiting belief. I can never make it, I can never be a billionaire. Even though for a moment I would say, I'm going to be rich. In my mind, I knew that I don't think I'm going to be rich. Now, let me tell you something. The concept of faith, according to the Bible, is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Now, we have 3 planes of existence that we live in, which I'm going to get details in other video. Is that number 1, we have the physical plane. Number 2, we have the mental plane. And number 3, we have the spiritual plane. You see, everything is based on information. The mental plane is where we actually create things, we cause things to happen. The physical plane is the effect plane, where things that we've caused to happen in our mental plane, happens in the physical. And then the spiritual plane is where God has created things to happen. And then we get information from there, we get information from the physical, then to create something in our mental. Without these 2 other planes, the physical and the spiritual, we will not have any information to create something in our mental plane. Let me give you an instance. Assuming that you said you want the finest car, and then in your head, if I tell you now that you deserve the finest car, in your head you have an idea already. Maybe it's Bentley, maybe it's Rolls Royce, maybe it's Lamborghini, maybe it's Porsche. There is something in your head right now, and then there's a mental picture that you have in your head that you can describe. You could see the inside right now. That is the mental information that you have gotten from this physical plane. Also, in your spiritual plane, there are mental information, and we get this from the holy books, the Quran, the Bible, the Torah, the Buddhist, a whole lot of spiritual books that detail the life of some informations about spiritual events, magical events, and some other stuff. And these are the things that you can bring together to create in your mind. Now, why the mental plane is so powerful is that it is God in you. Why? Because number one, it defies space and it defies time. So in your mental state, you can actually go forward into the future and go backward in time. And then also, it cannot capture dates. That is why when you dream, time doesn't exist. Your mind is God in action, and anything you're creating in your mental state is you are replicating what God has done in the spiritual state. So you can draw information from the spiritual state and then draw something from the physical state. The spiritual state has more of mysteries, while the physical state has much of effect. So it gives you a conscious effort. If you are getting information from the physical state, it's showing you what people have thought of. Everything we are seeing right now in the physical state is as a result of someone else's mind. The railways, the road, the airplane, the electricity, is somebody that discovered this thing, and it was in their mind first that this thing is possible, it can happen, and then they put work into it, faith into it, and then it's existing now. So it's the same thing now. So one of the things I now realize is that if information about this physical state, if you pick the good that is happening and then you use that good in your mental state, you're going to get a lot of good results. If you pick the bad in your mental state, in your physical state, and then impress it on your mental state, you're going to get the same thing back in your physical. And this was life-changing for me. This really changed the game for manifestation when I broke the ceiling. Also, the last thing is, I have to understand that I'm not trying to manifest. I am already manifesting. Just something I'm not controlling. So what you want to do is to control whatever it is you're already manifesting. We're a product of manifestation. In the spiritual realm, the plane, God manifested us into reality. Now, and is giving us that same power to manifest things in the physical. If you notice that most of what we have today, people name them. And the moment they name them, they give them, life. They give them purpose. And that is what you should do as a human being. You are not trying to manifest. So don't fall for the bullshit scam out there and people trying to sell manifestation as a business, that there is a particular way you should do it right and a particular way to do it wrong. All those things are scam. You really need to understand that you're not trying to manifest. You are already manifesting. You are a product of manifestation. So the only thing you know how to do from birth is to manifest. Yeah, you cannot do without manifesting. So you will manifest. The only problem now is that because of the information that we've gotten from formal, informal, conscious, and subconscious, it has really, tinted our concept of reality in our mind, that we are manifesting the wrong thing. And when you shift that focus from, the good and the bad, and knowing that you are creating mentally and you're not creating physically, you will start manifesting your desired reality. The problem is you are manifesting, or you are not manifesting your desired reality. And that is why, if you have not considered subscribing, subscribe now so that you can learn all you need to know for free, of course, about manifesting your desired reality. I've done this for the last 10 years. I've seen amazing results, and I'm believing that you can see it too when you understand this information. So let me share with you 3 skill formula that can work. For every of my video, I always share something that you can take home, that you can practice. So take this with you if you've not taken anything out of this video. Number 1, information is key. Always know that information is key. So I have a very interesting and wonderful course I've created that you can download and watch for free. You'll see it in the comment section of this video. Just check the comment section and you have a link there that will take you to that course. And this will help you to understand how powerful information is. How powerful it is. In fact, if I can tell you that 80% of you being stuck, not achieving your desired reality, is information. Once you understand how your life, how your mind processes information, you will understand why you need to take information seriously. You see me talk about information a lot. We are a product of information, loads of information. We have billions of information in our head that is programmed to make us act the way we do, see what we see, and then see the reality that we're currently in. And if you want to change your reality, you have to change the information that you put in your head. And also, you have to refine the information that you have in your mind. That is why the Bible told us that we renew our mind daily, because out of it comes issues of life. Information is key. I can't overstress this thing. Information. is key. The second thing you need to understand is, because we all have dreams, we all have things that we want to achieve, we all have goals that we want to reach, we all have the kind of life that we've pictured for ourselves. Most of the time when people come and say, oh, they stumble on manifestation and they want to try manifesting, they want to see results, they want to see that big result. That is a mistake. I was stuck in that loop for almost 2 years, trying to manifest a mansion, trying to manifest a lot of money, and I started noticing that I was not getting anything. Why? It's because you have a self-fulfilling doubt in your mind. There's a lot of information that is bad in your mind. When you say something with your mouth, in your mind, you do not believe it. It's very important that you visualize incrementally. Incremental growth is key. So when I stumbled on the information that for me to grow, I need to do something I can believe in for me to believe in something greater. You cannot believe in something greater without believing in something little. It's very important for you to understand that you need incremental growth in your manifestation journey. So when I started looking at incremental growth, I started thinking, okay, what are the things that I believe in I can convince my mind to believe in right now so that I can have faith. Let no man that is double-minded believe that I will get anything from the Lord. It's very important that you manifest incrementally. I first manifested a job. I manifested 100,000. I moved to 200,000. I moved to 500,000 a month. I moved to 1 million a month. And it's very important that you go incrementally. It helps you to solidify your manifestation beliefs that you can actually manifest. Most of us don't even believe that we could raise someone from the dead, but we have the ability. But you need incremental, manifestation for you to believe that, okay, yes, I can do it. I can take over the world. And God wants you to fulfill, multiply, to be fruitful, multiply, and dominate the earth. For you to dominate the earth, you must be able to be fruitful first. You must be able to multiply, and then you can now know that, okay, now that I can multiply, I can dominate. It's very important to know that incremental growth is key. Last thing I would talk about is visualization. For me, there are many people that use different other methods to manifest. Some people use journaling, some people use meditating, some people use so many things. For me, what I have noticed that works is visualization. Visualization is something that really, really works for me. And why is it? Because emotion is the language of God, and you want to put emotion in something. The moment you put emotion in something, you cause your frequency to vibrate a lot faster, and then you can now change your frequency. It's important that vibration is whether that you align with your belief for you to manifest that which you want to manifest. And visualization for me, the ability to see, to feel, to be in it. So when I go in my mind and visualize something, I take information from my physical environment and physical plane and then my spiritual plane, and I go into a mental and I have a mental picture of what I want to do, and I act in that direction in my mind. I played everything out. For example, let me give you a good example. Let's say you want a house. For example, the house I'm staying in right now, my place, I did a mental visualization of how the house would be, me being in the house, me sleeping in the house, me watching my TV, me putting my AC on, me doing my dishes, me doing my laundry, everything. I was in it, and it felt good. So you have to see, you have to hear, you have to feel, you have to be in it. You have to experience all that thing in your mind. And the only way I've been able to do it very well, and the only way I've seen out of most of this bottom line of manifestation is visualization. Visualization is very, very powerful. Of course, some people combine it. For me, I've been able. I've not even been so successful with journalism because I'm bad in writing. I can, imprint on my mental state and get something done. So I'm not saying it's the best way to, manifest something, but I'm saying it's a better way. And if you stick around this channel, if you've not subscribe now, please subscribe. And I will show you how to better visualize, and of course I'll teach you other ways too if that is it. But remember that the ultimate ingredient for any of this method to work is you. You are the manifestation, not the visualization, not the journaling, not the meditation and all of that. You are the visualization. Thank you. If you really enjoyed this video, consider subscribing and liking this video. Also drop in the comments what stood out for you in this video, and I'll be in the comments so I'll be chat with you. See you.